Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 3. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we continued Kremwood Forest, and today we're hopefully going to be finishing it up. So first, we're going to be going into Brash's cabin. Who's Brash, you might ask? Well, he happens to be the record holder of the previous record on that level Riverside race that we did. So how do you think he's going to take it when we tell him that we broke his record? Let's find out.
Hey, it's the Banana Brain Kongs. What do you think you're doing coming into Brash's cabin without asking? See that riverbank race? I ran that in a minute 15. You couldn't do it in double that time. What? You can't have beaten my time? I've held that record for the last 2 years running. You've made me so angry, I could...
That is one angry bear. But as you can see, because we beat his record, he sent the log rolling down the river, and that made a bridge to a secret that we will only get to see after we do Bobbing Barrel Brawl, the last level of Kremwood Forest, before the boss anyway. So we're back to the riverside, a very autumn-colored riverside, so you get a choice between hitting the booty bird and the buzz, and they'll just drop a TNT on it. Because, as you may have guessed, the barrel wouldn't have worked on the red buzz. It has to be TNT. And I killed myself on the fish that happens to be swimming around in the river. You can't go in the river this episode, and instead you'll be playing it as Ellie the elephant. This level also introduces a new gimmick to Ellie that was not available in previous levels. If you use L and R, you can suck up water, and then you can spit it out with the R button. I know I said press the R button to suck up water, but L sucks it up and R shoots it out. So, this has turned this level of the game into a shooter. It's kind of cool, and by kind of cool, it's actually really neat. Because I don't think there's a Donkey Kong level that has ever really done this kind of approach. Well, maybe if you count Squawks and his own projectiles, I suppose that would count, but this is more ground-based. And the other ability that we're going to need to take advantage of is dropping barrels in the water. Now, I know that looked like it was a really simple minigame, and it was, but thinking about it in the time, programming a barrel to float in water is really kind of, it's not like mega super impressive or anything, but it is cool that they put in the time and effort to put in that detail and to make it an element of puzzles. So now we're gonna suck up some TNT, murder a bee, murder another bee, and then take this TNT along with us for the ride. Now, can we jump on this guy without blowing up our TNT? Answer is no. Well, I don't think we need any more TNT anyway, so let's just drop it in the water. I think that's how that song goes. I'm not a good singer. You've probably learned this by now. I don't usually impromptu sing on my channel, and there's a reason for that. But anyway, this level's going a little bit shorter than I actually remember it going. Or a little bit faster than I remember it going. I actually remembered this level as being a fair bit longer than it seems to be. Now, there is unfortunately a side effect to the fact that barrels and kegs respawn in this game, is if they're blinking, then they will replace the first keg, or barrel that you took. So that kind of keeps you from just murdering everything. Now, if I remember correctly, if we can kill this buzz... Is there anything down in this water? No, I don't think so. I thought there was. Well, now our goal is to just shoot the bird and get another barrel through which to swim. I'm pretty sure that you can time your jumps in such a way to... hold on. Because we're going to need these beetles. At first glance, you'd probably want to just kill these beetles right away, but you need to let them fly into position so you can jump off of them and then use gravity to plunge deeper into the water and, you know, get the bonus barrel. Pretty clever physics-based puzzle for, you know, this game, considering it doesn't maintain maintain momentum when you're, say, getting flinged off a spider platform, like in the previous episode. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's a really cool kind of puzzle that they put into this game. And it's one that you need to clearly wait and think about what you're gonna do before just murdering everything without thinking. Of course, I would never do that in a video game, you know? Although I did have another good conversation with Smog about how in the Donkey Kong games, a lot of enemies don't really seem to have attacks. And this actually may just be more true of platformers in general, is that a lot of enemies aren't actively trying to kill you and are just kind of wandering back and forth. And I guess in Kirby games, Mario games, and Donkey Kong games, that's where people get this whole joke about, oh, platforming heroes are murderers, they're cold-blooded killers, and all that. And yeah, nah, not really, but it is kind of a funny thing. Just worth noting. Now, if you press down here, that cave will randomly explode and allow you to access Arach's horde. Who is Arach, you might ask? Or Eric? We'll see that soon. But first of all, we're playing Simon again. Pretty easy. B, X, A, Y, Y. Now, if you are playing along with this, in any chance that that's happening, you can't just... I'm pretty sure it randomizes the code every time, so you can't just copy what I did. And now we are going to the boss of this world, Arach's ambush. How fitting that we just robbed his horde, and now he's going to try to kill us. Who is Arach, you might ask? Or Arach? Eric? He is a giant goddamn spider, and I hate him because he's a spider. He is not very pretty looking at all. He'll start with a barrel on his back, presumably to hint you into the fact that you need to use barrels in order to harm him. But he is only vulnerable in his head. You cannot hit him in the butt or in the legs with a barrel. It will not be successful. And he also shoots green goop. After you hit him 2 times, though, he'll retreat up to the top and start shooting around these little green pellets. I really don't know what those are. What they're supposed to be. And it's not enough to just grab the barrels now, because now when you go up there, he's going to repeat his attack animation, and you're going to have to be a little more careful in order to, you know, keep the barrel in one piece so you can actually hit Arach again. Now we're going to keep avoiding him. It is tempting to say try and just hide in the corner while the balls bounce around or while the green bits run around, but in my experience that doesn't really work so well, so I'm gonna just keep doing what I've been doing right now. 4 hits though, and Arach is down. And he gives us a band-aid. Dixie and Kiddy Kong go up through the tree, which has a secret shortcut out through Wrinkly's cave. That sure is mysterious, and that brings us to the end of Kremwood Forest. Now, normally with the defeat of a boss, I would probably call that an episode, but in this case, this episode would be really short then, so I'm just going to show off a couple more things before I bring this to an end. First of all, we unlock access to a place called Blunder's booth. Who is Blunder, you might ask? Well, he's another bear.
I've been watching your progress for a while, Kongs. The name's Blunder, but you can call me Mr. Blunder. So you think you're going to find everything in the game, eh? You don't even know there's a lost world, do you? Whoops, I think I just let the cat out of the bag.
So the whole gimmick around Blunder is, as you can see, he hints to the lost world. That's actually his entire character purpose, is to gradually give you hints about the lost world and help you find it. We don't need his help. So I'm probably not going to talk to him, aside from a couple times to get some unique dialogue that can come out of him. But now that we've gotten that band-aid from Arach, we can go back to Funky's Rentals. And we can give that to him. A patch! Oh yeah, this is just what I needed. Hang on for just a couple of seconds, Kongs, and I'll get you a cool new tub for you to rub-a-dub-dub. I always found those construction sounds super satisfying. When I first played this game, just the effects of like the sawdust and the booms and just the sound effects, I was always a fan. I don't know why. It was just satisfying. But for our efforts for beating those first 2 bosses, and specifically Eric, we now have a hovercraft. It's fun to use, and it can go over rocks, so now we can access a whole new part of the map. Well, whole new parts. As you can see, there are some rocks over here. There's some waterfalls that we can't go up. And there are 2 new worlds that await us. We're not gonna start them just yet. I was coughing there. But we are going to be taking it over here, the hovercraft over here, having a little bit of trouble steering this for some reason. And we are going to go up to this coast, where we will uncover Concave. Incidentally, Concave is concave to the mountainside. Well, that was an incredibly easy pattern. Just 2 X's and then the rest are B's. And for the B's, we get the banana bird. By the way, I mentioned in the last episode that there are some horrifying art assets in this game, and the banana bird might just take the cake. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, that is quite an unpleasant thing to look at, but, well, there you go. Tell me what you think, because it sure gave me nightmares. But I digress. I think that brings us to a good stopping point for this episode, where we have 2 worlds to choose between, and in which we will begin over here in the next world, Cotton Top Cove. So that'll be next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 3. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!